I know Cresselia had massive competitive success, but outside of that, for me it kind of falls into the Heatran territory of why. Forwarding them all, and yeah, obviously it's pretty great in battle, though this is another one of those, just because it's great in competitive doubles format doesn't mean it's all that great in game. It's actually hilariously similar to Uxie, just a bit slower and bulkier, but its level up move pool is actually pretty garbage. Thankfully it does get plenty of amazing TMs to make up for that, including setup with Calm Mind and plenty of support and offensive coverage options. But why does this thing have Levitate instead of some awesome unique sleep based ability like Darkrai? I was on the fence whether or not this should be 5 stars, but I think just the combination of Calm Mind and Moonlight kinda pushes it there. 5 stars. For availability, I'll admit I've never bothered to actually catch one in game, but from what I can find, it's available pretty much right after becoming the champion. All you need to do is this little side quest, which does include some roaming shenanigans. 2 stars. As for concept, for once it straight up tells us in the dex entries that it represents the crescent moon, as well as being a bringer of joyful dreams. But good old Professor Laventon tells us how it represents a heavenly moon maiden who created the Milky Way. Pokemon are real, confirmed. But it does tie into a handful of goddesses, moon maidens,
as if mingling with a horde of goblins wasn't bad enough.
As well as some constellations and swans. 5 stars. Design-wise though, it's super weird, honestly. On one hand, it's a successfully really pretty sparkly moon maiden space duck thing. The golden lunar head crest does a good job of helping it feel cosmic or legendary, especially along with the veils of energy that are actually really pretty. But that also brings up the issues that I see here. I suppose those veils are meant to be like the wings or tail feathers of the swan, but they really don't come off that way at all. So it just ends up looking like this weird bird body floating around, giving us the oh good heavens with its weird little hands up around its neck like that. It's a very unique and pretty design, but I don't know if it's really all that good. 3.5 stars. So that will reflect in Cresselia's final score of 3.875 stars overall. Oh, and I fixed the bottom 5 now. I totally forgot the Reggies before. Whoops. Darkrai and Cresselia are seen as this lunar duo, but boy, talk about a lopsided rivalry of WNBA proportions. We're hitting them all, and Darkrai even just flat out has a higher base stat total and way better stats in general. 135 special attack along with 125 speed is just nightmare fuel, and even its other stats are pretty darn good. Its new signature ability is also way better, both in battle and thematically. Like, why not give Cresselia a cool sleep-based ability too? Such a missed opportunity. And its move pool is also awesome. Its signature move is arguably the most broken move of all time competitively, especially in Gen 4 when it had 80% accuracy before getting nerfed into the ground. But outside of that, it of course has fantastic TM options, and in Gen 8 its move pool gets even better with Sucker Punch and Foul Play. 5 stars of battle prowess. But the legendary Cresselia does have the metaphorical leg up in availability as it's actually available. Darkrai is, I guess, technically a mythical Pokemon because as far as I'm aware, the only way to get one in Diamond and Pearl is through events, which are about 16 years out of the commissions at this point, or in BDSP, the same story, just about 3 years expired instead. I mean, I guess that's 0 stars in availability. It's so weird that these Pokemon who really don't seem like a duo at all very much are so conceptually. Straight from the Pokedex, Darkrai is the new moon to Cresselia's crescent and the nightmares to Cresselia's joyful dreams. And also similarly, it draws inspiration from many different places in history and folklore, going from Jinnies, sleep paralysis demons, the boogeyman, Greek gods, and even Slavic spirits. So clearly another 5 stars. However, design is another category where Darkrai gets the clean sweep. And I know some of you pointed out that the polls definitely vote lower on the girly designs than the monstrous or cool, but in these two cases, I don't think that's really the reason for the discrepancy. I already went over Cresselia's shortcomings, and inversely, Darkrai is awesome and such a good design. The pitch black body contrasts so nicely with the white ghostly wisp coming from its head surrounded by a deep red, almost hellish jaw. It really skirts the line of doing a great job portraying nightmare Pokemon while still managing to look like a Pokemon. But I will admit, especially in 3D, the tiny little head and aforementioned white wisp do look a bit misproportioned. I feel like that area of the design specifically could have been better, but I feel like that's probably nitpicking. Darkrai is an incredibly cool and iconic legend. 5 stars. Which ends up giving Darkrai the final score of 3.75 stars overall, just barely ending it up on the Legends bottom 5.